Overall, not a good day in here for NBIS. We are down around 15% on the day. Had a nice big drop here right at open. Big sharp recovery that came along with the overall markets as well. So SPY and Q, obviously everything bringing everything higher in here. And then you had that sharp pullback. Your delta and your gamma dollars just dropped through the floor in here, and then everything just kind of tanked going from 2 o'clock into close. Now we also had a hint in here of around 215, 220 or so in Nebius that the overall hedging impact in our gamma surface was also dropping as well and had a big drawdown in here to the downside. So that also gave us a hint that nothing good was going to happen the rest of the day in here for Nebius. Now, on the chart wise, what are we looking at in here? Well, we mentioned that 190 level. That was key for us to breach. But the question is, are we going to get a gap up in here as we go into the new week, the last week of the month in here? And then is that 190 going to be a ceiling or a floor for us? If it's going to be a floor, then to the upside, we are going to be watching that 197 and then the 206 level right here. That's going to be where our 9-day EMA is. Anything outside of there, we're looking up near those 220s. Now, that's kind of where our overall wick is in here on our weekly candle in here. You can see that's kind of where we kind of gave up, right? So that is going to be a spot in here that is going to be a big harsh resistance for us if we work our way back up there. But getting back up there shouldn't be as hard as it looks. Now to the downside in here, though, we are going to be watching that 177. Then we're looking at 157 and then 141 down here, or this 50-day SMA, whichever one does come first. It depends on how much we are going to consolidate right around here. So you got about a channel between these 200s and these 170s right here that we're going to watch and keep an eye on to see if that is going to be a nice hold in here for us for some consolidation, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. Your implied volatility in here is obviously super elevated. IV rank is sitting at 96. You have right around a $33 expected move priced in by next Friday. You're looking at your August monthlies right around $66, but you do have earnings coming up August 6th. So I wouldn't bet on that volatility just collapsing all the way down right back to a normalized level in here anytime soon, but we will get a minor contraction and then look for an expansion once we start to get closer to that overall earnings report in here. We're also going to take a look at NVIDIA. Now, this is one of the major movers in here that obviously kind of took the market down and then it took the market back up in here today. But overall on the day, little indecision in here for your body. Consolidation is happening last week and this week as well, but we're still getting that volatility. So we're getting our consolidation channel is actually growing and that volatility is kicking in intraday, but overall we are staying within a relatively tight range in here. That 216 and then this 202 mark is what we're looking at in here. So anything outside of 216, we're looking up in those 220s. Below that 200 in here, that 206, 202 mark, then we are going to be looking down here right around that 195. Now, as far as our implied volatility goes in here, because we're getting that consolidation, but it's not as tight as it usually was, then we are getting a little bit of volatility in here. So your IV rank is up at 42. So it's not as juiced as some of these major stocks. That's because the market cap in here is so big. It takes a lot to actually move NVIDIA in here. But now that we are getting that consolidation channel gradually growing, we are getting that implied volatility to grow as well. So right now it's looking like you have right around a $4 expected move by Monday. If you go out the next Friday, about $9. If you go all the way out to your August monthlies, right around $17. And you do have earnings coming up at the end of next month. So you're about a month away from your earnings call in here. So look for a contraction. Depends on how much we're going to settle down in here, right? Are we going to stay in this channel? What's going to happen? Or what, are we going to climb out of this? And then is the volatility going to get sucked out in here as we climb back into these 220s? Or are we just going to kind of kick everything in and then work our way down to this 50-day SMA and this lower trend line all the way down here? That is going to be the overall question. But all in all, let's just keep on tracking this as it is. Watch our correlations with the overall market, obviously, because this is the largest company in the world. So we're going to see what happens in here in NVIDIA. We're also going to keep an eye on Nebius in here as well. You have one stock that is just bloated with implied volatility. A lot of big swings and moves in here. You can really track those that hedging impact in those gamma dollars and find where those resistances are and kind of get a sense of where the pressure is. And it's going to be buying or selling. Whereas NVIDIA your implied volatility is starting to slowly grow, and you're kind of consolidating, and you're watching that consolidation grow as well. So keep an eye on that channel. And let's see how we can take advantage of both of these and their overall volatility and correlations as we end into the last week of the month. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.